Welcome to Thoroughbred action from Gulfstream Park. Ron Nicoletti here. We got a beautiful Saturday afternoon with 11 races to look at. We're going to turn it over to Pete Aiello with those track and weather conditions.
The weather is beautiful, partly cloudy skies with temperatures in the upper 80s. The main track fast, the Tapeta track fast, and no turf racing scheduled today. In race 1, scratch the 9, win and win. And scratch number 10, Senor Resplendor. Racing at Gulfstream. Terrible starts for Whiskey Tango Disco and St. Joe Fury. Excellent start in the center for Give It Time, who's away to the early advantage at the rail, My Foolish Notion, and splitting them, Majestic Delight into the top flight. On the far outside, that's Mas Que Nada. Dropping over to the inside, Jackpot Cree from the 11 post to the rail. Nifty move by Camacho there. It's a length and a half to Van Cleef, racing outside of Numinous. Secret Power looking to get off the inside. Moving through at the inside is Whiskey Tango Disco, third last. Second last is Reproach, and the early trailer is Secret Power. They have slammed on the brakes, and the leader is Jonathan Ocasio and My Foolish Notion, trying to back it down mid-race after an aggressive opening quarter of 23-4. Up on the inside, slipstreaming the leader is Jackpot Cree. In between horses, Majestic Delight, Give It Time is out in the center. Widest of all, Mas Que Nada. Then it's looking for room, Secret Power. Just ahead of him went Numinous. Then to the outside, Van Cleef. Lingering toward the back, Whiskey Tango Disco, Reproach, and St. Joe Fury as they swing around the far turn. They went to half in 48-2. These are not slow fractions. The leader, My Foolish Notion, by a length and a quarter. Majestic Delight is second. Camacho trying to feed Jackpot Cree some racetrack on his back and trying to angle his Secret Power, not progressing, Give It Time. They run to the top of the stretch through three quarters in 1:12-3. The leader, My Foolish Notion, turns in on top. Jackpot Cree tries to get a seam between horses outside. That's Majestic Delight. Three back to Secret Power. They're an eighth of a mile from home. Jackpot Cree has room now. Surging forward between horses to take the lead. On the outside, Majestic Delight runs with him. Secret Power lifting late, but Jackpot Cree's a winner. Jackpot Cree to do it. Majestic Delight was second. It ended up close for third between My Foolish Notion and Secret Power in 1:42 flat. They're in the gate, and they're off. Good start toward the rail for Riyadh Way, heading off for the early lead, but here's speed from Watson moving out. Watson to a clear lead. Riyadh Way is second. Mitz is now third. Up on the outside, Cowboy Skins is fourth. Down at the inside goes Godfidence, and the trailer is Ehan. Into the far turn they go. Watson's lead is only a half a length. Moving up on the outside is Mitz. Riyadh Way is in the middle. 2.5 more to Godfidence, who finds his best stride and moves into a tracking spot. Three back to the inside. Cowboy Skins not doing enough, and way out of it is Ehan. To the top of the stretch they go, and Jockey Semi Camacho caught a breather for Watson, who still has the lead. On the far outside, Godfidence. In between horses, Mitz. Riyadh Way is fourth, and they're on their way home. Watson has the lead. Two challenges. Godfidence on the outside is now into second. Tightened up for racing room is Mitz. They come past the 16th pole. Watson's drifting. Watson has the lead. He's drifting, however, and he leads by a length and a quarter. Mitz is second. It's Watson in front. Watson gives Camacho an early double sweep from Mitz in second. Third, Godfidence. Fourth, Riyadh Way. Then Elhan and Cowboy Skin. 59-2.
Any success that we've enjoyed is directly attributable to the men and women who first bring horses to us to sell. You got to have good product. If we're able to attract quality horses to our sale with quality men and women selling them, we're going to have good sales. Everything that we do is going to be to achieve success tomorrow by doing things right today. It's a commitment to get up and do the right thing every day in a consistent and a professional fashion, and that's a great recipe for success long term.
And they're off. On the far outside, Complex wins the break and goes looking for the early lead. Moving at the rail, Tall Story is on the move. Splitting them and Headstrong between horses. That's Operation Torch. On the far outside is Noble Tiger trying to take back between horses is Disattached. As Operation Torch rank and floated out over his heels. Second last out of money, and Sioux Lion is the early trailer. Around the first turn they go. The leader is Complex by a half a length. Noble Tiger up alongside second as they slacken the pace. Operation Torch has been fighting thorough with Camacho throughout the opening quarter. He's racing third, a bit better to handle now. 3 wide is Disattached. At the rail is Tall Story. 2.5 to Out of Money, and 3 to Sioux Lion. En route to the half-mile point, the leader Complex and Edwin Gonzalez by a half a length. On the outside of him, it's Noble Tiger in second. Put into the clear is Disattached. In between horses, Operation Torch. Coaxed along at the rail is Tall Story. He starts to being asked to quicken now. He's not yet. He's 2.5 better than Out of Money, and Sioux Lion is last. They went the half in 49-1. They leave the backstretch and move on to the far turn, 5/16 from home. The leader, Complex, 3 parts of a length. Noble Tiger is second. Herrera goes to work on Disattached to try to tack on to the in-battle duo. Tall Story is next with Operation Torch and Out of Money. They move by 3/4 in 1:12-3. They're on their way home. Noble Tiger issues the challenge to Complex, trying to move with them as Disattached on the outside. 3 back to the yellow blinkers of Out of Money. They're on their way home. From between horses, Noble Tiger is taking a clear lead. Moving to him on the outside, Disattached tries to get by. These two well clear of a third running Complex, just yards to go. Noble Tiger trying to turn back Disattached. Noble Tiger, Disattached dives. Noble Tiger. Noble Tiger for the money from Disattached second. Sioux Lion up for third in 1:43-2. And they're off. Good start at the rail for Mia's Angel. In the middle, here's Windrush moving out, and in between them, Gimme Some Luck won't be far away. Gimme Some Luck marching near the lead. Windrush is now second from at the rail. Mia's Angel third. Amelia's between horses. World Traveler is 3 wide. Second last at the back of the field is Tater Made. The early trailer is Dasis Ali Alai. Around the first turn they go, chasing Jose Morelos and Gimme Some Luck on top 2.5. Windrush is second, Mia's Angel third. Amelia's now fourth from World Traveler in fifth. Out the back, Tater Made and Dasis Ali Alai. Opening quarter, sharp, 23-4, less than 6 furlongs from the finish. Gimme Some Luck by 2.5. Windrush is second, Mia's Angel is third. Amelia's fourth. World Traveler not overly comfortable at this stage, racing back in fifth and asked to keep up. At the inside, Tater Made, and the trailer is Dasis Ali Alai. En route to the half-mile station. They went the half in 47-4. And it's Gimme Some Luck who tries to go all the way. She leads by 2. Windrush is second. Mia's Angel is now third. Fourth and out wide is Amelia. Back to fifth, Tater Made. Then it's World Traveler and Dasis Ali Alai. So 2 of the favorites toward the back of the field. The other favorite is in front. Gimme Some Luck, bravening up on the top end. Runs to the top of the stretch with a 4-length lead. 4 wide and moving now as World Traveler up into a joint second. Mia's Angel is at the rail, trying to wind it up from the back. Dasis Ali Alai. Off the turn and the stretch drive. Gimme Some Luck still has a sizable lead with just 1/8 of a mile to go. Call it 4 lengths over World Traveler, who's trying to catch up. At the rail, Mia's Angel, and between horses Amelia. They come past the 16th pole, and Gimme Some Luck is still in front. World Traveler diving late. She's gaining World Traveler. Here's the wire. Photo finish. Can't call it. Gimme Some Luck needed the wire. World Traveler needed more ground. Amelia's third at 1:43-3. the center, Mobay Princess gets the first call and fires to the early lead. On the far outside, Simply Striking is on the move. In between them, She Prospers comes away third. Mary Marguerite tightened up for Racing Room while racing in fourth. On the far outside, it's Tour Queen, Planya Champagne just to her inside. The late-running Tape Runner looks like she's got some pace ahead of her. Last of all, en route to the opening quarter. Up on the outside, here's Tour Queen and Jose Ferrer all the way up to contest the lead. Moving up toward the inside, Simply Striking is second. On the far outside, it's Planya Champagne. Moving between horses, She Prospers. Down at the rail goes Mobay Princess with Mary Marguerite next, and 3 to the trailer, Tape Runner. They make their way by the opening quarter in 24-3, and they make their way to the half-mile marker. Up front, Tour Queen leads narrowly. Planya Champagne poised to strike in a good spot second. She Prospers is on her back, locked in toward the rail, Simply Striking. Mary Marguerite guided to the clear, about 5 lengths from it. At the rail, Mobay Princess. Closer at the back is Tape Runner through a 48 1/2 mile. They stack, they pack, and they swing around the far turn. In between horses, Planya Champagne. On the 3 wide side, She Prospers. Along the rail, Tour Queen. Held up, Simply Striking, bracketed in by Mobay Princess. Tape Runner deciding where she wants to race. Far outside, that's Mary Marguerite. 3/4, 1:12-2. They're a quarter of a mile from home. Planya Champagne confronted now by She Prospers on the outside. They're 2 better than Simply Striking and Mobay Princess with an 1/8 of a mile to go. Mobay Princess starts to finish. It's She Prospers and Planya Champagne at the rail, Simply Striking. Over the top, Mobay Princess shaking loose late Tape Runner. Yards to go. Planya Champagne, Mobay Princess, Planya Champagne. Pop the cork, it's Planya Champagne by a neck over Mobay Princess in 1:41-1. And they're off. Blowing the break, Crimson Halo. Winning the break, Irish Ado headed off for the early advantage. Valentine has speed. Jalapeno makes it a party, and Demolition is backing off to race in fourth. 3 back to the rail, Crimson Halo, and Big Beautiful Bill just ahead of him en route to the half-mile point. Up front, it's Jalapeno issuing the challenge to Irish Ado. They're locked up heads apart. They've gone 3 better than Valentine, who races from third. Engaged for that spot by Demolition, who's on the move in front of Big Beautiful Bill, and Crimson Halo is last. A robust opening quarter of 22-1. They speed around the far turn. Jalapeno losing ground to Irish Ado on the top end. Trying to wind it up from third. Demolition underway from fourth is Big Beautiful Bill. Valentine has dropped back as they reach the top of the stretch. A quarter of a mile remains for Irish Ado. He's been hard used. Re-engaging now. Jalapeno winding up on their outside. Demolition tries to level off. 5 ahead of Big Beautiful Bill and Valentine. Off the turn and the stretch drive. Irish Ado buckling down on the outside. Demolition rouse forward to take the lead. Jalapeno has made it up into second from Irish Ado. They come for the wire. It's Axe. It's Smash. It's Demolition in front. Second is Jalapeno. Third is Irish Ado. Fourth, Valentine. Then Big Beautiful Bill. 11 flat.
At the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance, we believe in giving every thoroughbred a second chance.
And thanks to you, the owners, trainers, breeders, and every supporter,
You've created a ripple effect of change that's helping these magnificent animals move on to new careers and safe, fulfilling lives after racing.
Every single donation, whether big or small, is contributing to a brighter future.
But this race is just beginning. Because of you, we have gained incredible momentum and we're ready for more.
Ready for action. And they're off. Up the rail, Vanish away well in the center. Flatter Fanatic has speed. Dropping to last is Turkish Flame. Halfin's just ahead of her as they charge into the first turn. It's crowded up front with Flatter Fanatic nursing a narrow lead. Melody Factor's on her outside. Vanish is along the rail. Very wide on that first turn was Great Actress. She's about 5 deep. Just to her inside, Somerset Mia. Then the team of Mischief Motion and Halfin and Turkish Flame last of all as they chase Flatter Fanatic past the opening quarter. 24 seconds flat for the opening quarter. It's not flying. It's not crawling either. Flatter Fanatic at 3-1 makes play. In between horses, Melody Factor is second. Somerset Mia 3 wide third. 4 wide Great Actress fourth. At the rail, Vanish is now fifth. From an on the bridle, Halfin racing third last. Mischief Motion second last. And the trailer is the late running Turkish Flame. They have just more than half a mile to journey. They went the half in 48-1. It's Flatter Fanatic who still holds a narrow lead. 3 wide Somerset Mia, 2-path Melody Factor. From behind them, Great Actress and Vanish both need to get rallies together. Turkish Flame trying to motivate herself. She's last of all. Halfin just ahead of her as they round the far turn. They move to 3/4, and here's long shot Somerset Mia now taking an advantage. From the outside, Halfin unleashed for a run. She's traveled awfully well, and here she comes at a big price with Turkish Flame and the white blinkers on her back. 3/4, 1:12-2 off the turn. In the stretch drive, Halfin sweeping out wide, but Turkish Flame has a full head of steam out widest. An eighth of a mile remains. Turkish Flame tries to reach Halfin. Halfin has the lead. Turkish Flame runs at her with just yards to go. Halfin on the inside. Turkish Flame to the outside. Here comes Turkish Flame over the top to win it. Diego Herrera again. It's Turkish Flame for the money. Halfin second. Well clear of Great Actress third. Photo fourth in 1:44-1. They're off and running. Good start at the rail for the Gray. Cross Haste headed off for the early advantage. Taken on for the advantage by Kinetic Stone, who moves to challenge. Out the center, Ace Ventura's on the move. Entendre makes it a party. The 3 at the back include Prince David, Holy Stick, and Spitesburg Comete. En route to the half-mile point, it's Cross Haste with the rail in the lead. Right alongside is Kinetic Stone from second. Length and a half to Ace Ventura, he's now third. Racing in fourth is Entendre from a fifth running Holy Stick. Then it's Prince David, and the trailer is Spitesburg Comete. The opening quarter was sharp, 22-1. They race past the 5/16. It's Cross Haste who has the lead. Up on the outside, Kinetic Stone is second. 2 back to Ace Ventura, then Entendre. Out wide on the course, Holy Stick. Prince David tries to find a running lane. Spitesburg Comete, last of all, they wheel in. Cross Haste still has the lead. Leads by 2 with an eighth of a mile to go. Pedro Pena getting what he needs from Cross Haste. Now a 4-length lead. It's a winning lead. Battling for second, Entendre tries to reach a shortening up Kinetic Stone, but Cross Haste is authoritative in front. Second is Kinetic Stone, third is Entendre, fourth is Holy Stick in 1:03-1. They're off and running. Excellent start for Hillbilly Bob, headed right out for the early advantage from Araucano, who moves up on his outside to take second. Swamp Fox is looking to get over, so is Esperanzito, with Jimbo Bailey securing a rail run. Antonino races together with Dimash Gra about 5 lengths from the lead. 2 back to Not Now Nick, he's third last. Second last, Sponge Time, and Megadon is the last of all as they chase the speed of Hillbilly Bob. Hillbilly Bob rounds the turn on top, a length and a half. Swamp Fox on the muscle for Reyes in the second, with Jimbo Bailey third. Diego Herrera has Esperanzito racing in fourth, slipstream of Swamp Fox. Then at the rail, Dimash Gra. Araucano's dropped back 2 spots already, passed by the Gray Antonino. Then to the outside, Sponge Time, 3 back to Not Now Nick, and Megadon is last. Opening quarter, not that taxing, 24-4, and they're out to the half-mile stage. The leader is still Hillbilly Bob. Swamp Fox turns up the heat second. Jimbo Bailey is now third. Racing in fourth is Esperanzito. 3 better than Damashgra and Antonino. 4 more to Aricano and Sponge Time, then Not Now Nick and Megadon. Around the far turn they race, 48-3 for a half-mile speed. Hillbilly Bob, he has the lead here for jockey Miguel Vasquez and leads by a length. Swamp Fox is second. Driven from the back, Damashgra begins to get underway. Esperanzito just ahead of him, hard at work. Then Antonino, and they reach the top of the stretch. 3/4, 1:11-4 off the turn. In the stretch drive, the leader, Hillbilly Bob, by 2 with 1/8 of a mile to go. Far outside Damashgra, from between horses, Esperanzito. They come past the 8th pole, and here comes Damashgra rolling home. Damashgra 7-5 and going on to capture it by a length in the end. Esperanzito outkick second. Third, Hillbilly Bob. Fourth, Swamp Fox. Then Antonino, 141-2. They're off. And they're off. Santos to Wilson away alertly from his outside draw. Moving toward the inside, it's Brooklyn Guy with speed. Out in the center, Smart Striker and Sneak Preview. The early trailer is Swaggish. Out of the chute onto the main track, and with the advantage, Santos to Wilson by a length and a half. Swaggish has now moved up to take second from Sneak Preview in third. Smart Striker's an early fourth, and then detached to about 4 or 5 lengths from the top flight. Brooklyn Guy, last of all. They make their way to the final 5/8. 24-1 for the opening quarter. Santos to Wilson and jockey Edwin Gonzalez in a nice rhythm on the top end. They lead 2.5 from Swaggish in second. Sneak Preview is third. Coaxed along fourth is Smart Striker, and 4 to the trailer, Brooklyn Guy. Pretty strung out group here. The opening half mile in the books, and Santos to Wilson goes into the far turn on top a length and a half through a 46 3/2 mile. Swaggish is now asked to quicken with Sneak Preview on his outside. Call it 5 to Smart Striker, and then another 8 to the trailer, Brooklyn Guy. They're under the final quarter of a mile. Santos to Wilson now has to go to work. The other favorite, Sneak Preview, making his move now under Edgar Perez. A gap of 3.5. Smart Striker finds his best stride and comes on next. They reach the top of the stretch. 3/4, 1:11 flat. Santos to Wilson trying to hold off Sneak Preview. He runs at him from the outside second. 3 back to Smart Striker. He'll get a minor spot. Final 1/8 of a mile. Santos to Wilson finding on the top end with a 2-length lead, but Sneak Preview is going to try one more time. Sneak Preview or Santos to Wilson. Santos to Wilson down the road. Second, Sneak Preview. Smart Striker third, then Brooklyn Guy and Swaggish. And runners away. Leo's Rocket blasts off the mark with a host of company inside. Sophocles, 4 Courts, and Image all lining up to challenge. In between horses, My Mom Forever. And it's a length and a half to Advanced, who races outside of Zirzop, the early trailer a long way. Lemides Treasure. To the far turn they go, chasing Lionel Reyes and Leo's Rocket on top a length and a quarter. Images on the outside, striding into second from forecourt, who backs off to race third. Sophocles, red colors angles for a run in fourth. A gap of 5 to Advanced and My Mom Forever, trying to wind it up from the back. Zurzop, and not winding up anything as Lamidi's Treasure last a long way. They're under the top of the stretch. It's Leo's Rocket who turns in on top, leads by 2. Sophocles becomes a stretch danger on the far outside. Forecourts gets first run in the middle. Trying to wind it up from the back. Zurzop is making ground. They're an eighth of a mile from home. Forecourts tries to reach Leo's Rocket. Leo's Rocket just 70 yards away. Surging to him, Forecourts out of time. Leo's Rocket in front. Forecourt second, Sophocles third, Zurzop fourth. Lamidi's Treasure to complete your high five. 104 flat.
That wraps up Saturday's action. We're back here on Sunday with a 9-race card. We got stakes action and overnight handicap. The Little Miss Holly, race number 8. First race post is 12:50 p.m. But you got to mark this down. Starting next Friday, our first race post each and every day will be 12:20 p.m. Boy, you got to be at Gulfstream Park.